Hi everybody, it's Micheline from Michoumakes again with another vlog. Now I've been on holiday. I've looked after children for a week. Then I had a week's rest, but that week's rest was working at work and getting orders done. Then I had another week going down to my daughter's to look after the children there, but they're probably old enough to be... Sorry, I'm scratching because... See that? I was stung by a wasp yesterday. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Then we went down to look after. I went down to look after my two granddaughters, who really are almost at the age where they can look after themselves. And on Thursday, let me go back a bit and start. I have been ranting on at my husband that I want to go swimming. Now I can't swim. And I keep saying, I really want to go swimming. I want to go swimming in a pool. And when we retire, I'm going to go swimming every week. It's going to be the thing to do. And the reason why I want to go swimming is because years ago, I used to go to Weight Watchers. And these big ladies, I mean, I was only about 30 at the time, 35. And I wanted loads of 1.5 stone or something. And these big ladies would come in, and every time they stood on the scales, you never get to see the weights, what they've lost, but the leader would say, and Janice has lost 10 pounds this week, or Margaret's lost 4 pounds this week, or Helen's lost 8 pounds, and I think, what on earth are they doing? So I went up to them and I said, what are you doing to lose all that weight? And they said, we swim. And I said, really? And they said, yes, because we are so big, we swim. And by swimming, you use every muscle in your body, but you don't feel it, because obviously the bigger we become, the harder it is to walk or to do running or exercise like that. So obviously I put some weight on, and I kept saying to my husband, I want to go swimming, I want to go swimming. So we went, when I was down there, I took my swimming costume with me. And the girls wanted to go swimming with two of their friends, so I took them down to the swimming pool, and they went off swimming with their friends, and I went into the shallow end, and I thought, right, I'm ready, I'm gonna go. And there was a sign. I didn't want to go in this. There were three lanes that it was cordoned off with 3 lanes, and then there was the bit where you could go in and play around or do short swims. There was the slow swim, the medium swim, and the fast swim, and obviously ladies were getting in there and going slowly down and slowly back. And I was thinking, well, I'm not like that. I haven't swum for 20 years, so I don't know what to do. And even then, I can't swim. I really can't swim. I couldn't swim very well. So I got into the water, and I started doing this, swimming like this, until I got about halfway, and halfway is where I start panicking, because I'm being little, if I stop and I touch the water, I try to touch the bottom, it's kind of going blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I swam to there, and when on this sign it says, if you can't swim, don't go past this marker. So I stopped and I touched, and it was kind of up there, and I'm thinking, oh God, that's really deep. So I turned around and swam back, and I'm leaning like this against the side of the shallow end, and I'm thinking, girl, you've told your husband week after week that you want to go swimming, and you're sitting here thinking you can't swim. So to be fair, I can swim. What I used to do was get at the deep end and swim, so that I knew that and swim near the side, so that if I floundered, I could grab a hold of the side, or I could, if I floundered, it was usually halfway, and I might just be able to touch the bottom. So anyway, I was leaning there, and I was saying, this is ridiculous. You've been banging on about wanting to go swimming, so come on, you're going to do something. You have to try, and you have to try not to flounder. So then I thought, right, okay, so I started swimming, started off this way, got halfway doing that, and then I thought, oh God, this is hard. So I then turned on my back, and I'm doing that. Swimming on my back halfway, looking to see how far I'm getting, and eventually, then I thought, oh right, turn over again, I'm doing that again. And I got to the other side. So I when I got to the deep end, all my two grandchildren and their friends were playing in the deep end. They'd been jumping in and out and jumping in and out. I thought, you know, they can swim. And you've done that, you've managed it, so come on, let's do it again. Let's go back. And so I'm doing it all the same thing, a bit of this and then a bit of this and a bit of this. And I got back to the shallow end again. And then my son-in-law came. He said he was going to come because he had to go and get his blood tested for cholesterol, and it was his day off. So he decided. He said, "I'll just go and sit and have a coffee and watch you through the window." So I saw him come, and I thought, "Oh, I bet he's a good swimmer." I didn't know if he was. I thought, "I bet he's a good swimmer." So I can't just sit here and do nothing. So I thought, right, okay, come on then, we'll do another length. So I did another length, a bit of this and a bit of this, and I got to the other end. Anyway, I came back, I went there, I came back, and then a bit of a pause and a bit of this and a bit of that, and then I went back up to the top where my granddaughters were playing, had a little chat with them, had a bit of tomfoolery with them, hanging on to the side at all times, and then I came back, and I think I must have done about 10 or 15 lengths, but by golly, I could feel every muscle in my body working. I could feel in my arms, in my legs, I could feel everything working. And I thought, now I know what these women mean by you're burning all this energy by your muscles going, everything you're doing, that in the water, your legs and everything. And I have got as you know, I have got a poorly left leg, but even that was feeling quite, I was okay in the water with it. So anyway, eventually I think I was in the water. I might have been 10 to 15 lengths, yes, more perhaps, I don't know. But we were in the water for an hour and a half. After about an hour and 5 minutes, I went up to the deep end and said to the girls, "Do you want to go out? We've been in over an hour." And they said, no, we're going to go and play in the children's pool. So they went off to the children's pool, and I thought, right, I'll have another couple of lengths. So I went up and down, and then eventually I thought, right, well, I'm going to go and get out and get ready. So I just left them to it, and eventually they came out. But I went round, got dressed, and went round to where my son-in-law was, and he says, "Bah, you were swimming a lot." And I said, well, not bad for somebody who hasn't swum for 20 years, and somebody who can't really swim. I said, I'm quite pleased with myself. And he was talking to the mother of the other two girls that were playing with my granddaughters, and she said, and I said, "I bet you can swim, Steve." And he said, "Actually, I can't." He says, "I flounder a bit." And I said, "You can't?" I said, "So me swimming up and down there thinking I was keeping up with you?" I said, It was all just to prove to myself that I could swim." And he says, "Yeah," he says, "I flounder." He says, "I can't swim." He says, "I panic." So I said, well, I was like that. So and of course the other girl's mother was saying, "Yes, you need to do something. You need to get up and go and dance. You need to keep going. Keep doing a bit at a time and practice, and you'll get to do longer lengths." And so she was saying, we both said, I said, well, I'm amazed at how much I've picked up. I said, it's 20 years, and I can't believe how I've been able to do that amount of lengths. I'll probably suffer for it in the morning, which I did a little bit. I had a little bit of a sore knee, but a couple of Nurofen, a couple of painkillers helped to clear that up. But I was really chuffed with myself. And so when I came back home, when I was telling my husband when I got back about the swimming, he said, "Yeah, we'll have to go swimming." So you never know, more swimming, more exercise, and my battery is just about to go. Now then, I'm wearing this t-shirt that I made from a metre of fabric, and it's got, as I pointed out to you once before, the sleeve, I didn't have enough material to make a second sleeve, so the sleeve has been made up of about 10 pieces of fabric all joined together, which, unless I point out to you, you probably wouldn't notice, or unless you're a sewer and you look at it and you criticize, you would be looking at it with a critical eye. I don't think you can tell. I wasn't sure if I traced it from a top that I had, but no, I think the one that I'd used was McCalls M7322. Can you see that one? And I think the one that I did, because I do like this quite slanty neck, I think it was view F. I'm nearly sure it was what it was, because the sleeves that I did were 3/4 length sleeves as well. That's the back view. M7322. It's a lovely pattern. I made a few tops with this and I would recommend it to you. I've just realised I'm not wearing earrings. I've been trying on lots of dresses and I forgot to put some earrings on. Anyway, this morning, another packet arrived this morning, and my husband said, "You've got another packet from Janice." And I said, what's going on here? So, anyway, when I was on holiday, well, no, I wasn't. When I was down visiting my granddaughters, Janice messaged me. She instant messaged me on Facebook, and she said, "What do you think of these?" She put pictures on. She said, "What do you think of these tops? I bought this one for my daughter. I think she said I bought this for my daughter-in-law, and I bought these for me." And at the time that she sent the message, I was in the car with my daughter. We were going to go and take a little puppy for a walk, and I'm kind of typing and the car's bumping. So she got a weird lot of text coming over, and in the end I said, "Sorry about the spellings, but I'm doing it in the car." And I had only just arrived at my daughter's, so my daughter was thinking, "Why is she not talking to me? Why is she playing with the phone?" So I'm quickly saying, "Oh, they're lovely. Yes, they're lovely." And then she said, "Yeah, but what do you think of the 4 that I got? What do you think of the 4 there?" So I quickly looked at it and I went, "Oh, they are all very nice. Very, very nice, you know." And so she said, "Just enjoy the rest of your week." And that was all she said. Then today, I got a package. And the little monkey, you little monkey, Janice, you are such a little monkey, had sent me these 4 patterns. And I have to say, I do like them. But she also put in it something that made my husband laugh. He thought was great. He says, "I'm not sure I like what she sent me there." I said, because she sent 2 cow pies. Now, I've never heard of these. Homer's cow pie. I don't know what they are. 2 of these. 2 packets of these. Homer's cow pie. Now, what does it say? Something special from Wisconsin. Isn't that lovely? Janice obviously lives in Wisconsin, but 2 cow pies. Now, we haven't opened them yet, and I'm assuming they're either a biscuit or a chocolate. But we have a Beano, I think it's the Beano book, which is a comic that's been going for years and years and years. And Desperate Dan used to eat cow pie. I'm sure he did. He used to have a big beard. I'll have to put a picture up there to let you see. But he used to, I'm sure he ate cow pie. So when my husband said, "I'm not so sure about this cow pie," I always used to, when I first met him, I used to say he reminded me of Desperate Dan, because when he didn't shave, he was all black there. And I said, "Well, it's an appropriate biscuit or chocolate for you, with it being cow pie." So thank you very much for the biscuits for starters, or the chocolate. We will find out when we will get to eat them with a nice cup of coffee probably tonight. He's gone to rehearsals tonight. He thought it was lovely. He says, "I'm looking forward to opening them up." So we've got our cow pie in a complete in a Boulder Ziploc bag. I've got plenty of uses for them. And so she sent me 4 patterns, and these were the 4 patterns that she said she'd bought for herself. So either you were telling tales or you bought 2 of each, but it was very kind of her. And the first one, these are McCalls, and the first one is a Melissa Watson for Palmer Pletch. And I like this, I do like this indeed. It is McCalls M7407. I think that is lovely, and I think when you're big, I've got something similar. I've made a dress something similar, a top very similar, but I think that would be lovely in jersey for the winter. I do like that, and that's the back view. And this is in a size 14, 16, 14 to 22. It's a size 14 to 22. I really like that, and it's I think that's going to look quite flattering. If only we had the figures like these young ladies. Look at her lovely thin legs, and look at mine. I ain't got the thin legs like her. Anyway, so that was the first one. The second one, my husband said, oh, I like that. And it's a McCalls M7904, and it's in a large to extra large, and that's the one there. He said he liked that one. He liked it, and I said I quite like that one with the frill at the back. I don't know if you can see the frill down the side. That's rather nice, and I like the way it's asymmetrical as well. This one, you know, I like my blacks. That's lovely. That. What have they done? They've done them in different angles, different perspectives. So that's quite a nice one to do. And the back view is like that. Now the only thing I would, if it was me, I like that one, but I think I would just keep the frill on the front and not on the back. And on the back view, they have a frill all the way around. And I don't know that my big bottom would flatter that there. But you never know. So that is a lovely one. Palmer Pletch, it's another Palmer Pletch. Pletch M7904. Then the third one, which I like as well, I'm going to put this in with all my other shirty ones because I will be making these. I'm definitely going to be making some of these for the autumn. And this is McCalls M7324. This is very nice. It's one of those, do you remember the boat shirt that I've got? It's very similar to the boat shirt type style. I quite like this long one. And it's got the same open neck there. You can see the same kind of open neck. And it's got a bit of it goes wide for a bigger bottom. So I think that's going to be lovely, that. Very nice indeed. So that's another one, McCalls M7324, from a 14 to a 22. And yes, I think that's a lovely one. And the last one, which has got the piece of paper stuck on, she said, Micheline, I really love all of these patterns. Hope you make them. They are a gift. Consider them a thank you for my virtual vacations. Enjoy, Janice. Thank you very much, Janice. And this last one, which that caught my eye, I thought it was really nice. It's a McCalls Palmer Pletch again, M7842 in a 16 to a 24, and this has an unusual detail on the front. I think that's a pocket. Is it a pocket? What does it say? A semi-fitting button front shirt with sleeve variations and shaped hemline, and the wrong side of the fabric will show. The wrong side of the fabric will show there probably. You'll see it there, the wrong side. But on the back, it shows you there how you can use colour, different fabrics there. And it shows you one there where they've used a different fabric. And I think that's quite a nice idea. This one caught my eye because I like the triangles there. And is it a pocket or not? If it isn't a pocket, I will make a pocket. It's for cotton blends, linen, polished cotton and chambray. Let me just have a look at the instructions and see if it says anything about it being a pocket. It, and it's not looking like that is a pocket, but I think there's a potential to make it into some sort of a pocket. So I'll see what I can do with that. That is a McCalls M7842 in a size of 16 to 24. So that is really, really nice. Now it's starting to get a bit dark, so I hope you can still see me. So those are four lovely McCalls patterns that I didn't expect to get. And thank you, Janice, for sending them to me. Now I also have to thank somebody else for offering to get those, because while I was away, another lady messaged me and said, Micheline, where I live, Joanne's is having a McCalls sale, and I said, she said, would you like me to get some? And I said, no, don't worry, not at the moment, because I've already got these Butterick ones and I haven't started on anything yet. Plus I'm on holiday and I haven't had a time to look at them. I won't have time. So I told her not to bother. And then what happens? Janice sends these. So I'm sorry, your name is on my phone, so let me stop this to find out who it was. It was Sue Buchanan, I can't see. Where I'm from up north, we'd say Buchanan. So I don't know if you say that, or Buchanan, or Buchanan, or Buchanan, or whatever. But Sue, thank you very much for your offer. I'm sorry I didn't take it up, but as you can see, I've already been inundated with patterns. And last night I was looking through my patterns and I'm thinking, oh, I've got a ton of patterns to get through. Anyway, I want to quickly, because the light is getting very dark here. Oh, I wonder if hang on, I'm putting a light on, see if it makes any difference. That's a better light. Someone just the other day mentioned, just yesterday or today, and said, why does your cat attack you like that? And to be fair, I don't know why my cat attacks me. I haven't had her since birth. So I think that had I had her since birth, maybe she may have been a bit more friendly. But I think that I acquired her, and I think she's she's sleeping over there. I don't know if you can see. Sleeping over there, curled up on that chair. She been looked after by my stepson, and he was moving house, and he asked me to look after her while he got a new house, and I don't think he's going to take her back, because that was about 2 or 3 years ago. But anyway, when she first came, every time you went near her, she'd go psh, 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 and she'd really go for you. And she must have scratched every one of the grandkids and set them into tears. But every time they wanted to go back to stroke her again, because they thought she was lovely. And I was informed that she's deaf, and some of you subscribers have told me that white cats are often deaf. So I think she's suddenly become an incredibly loving cat. She loves being with me. She loves sitting on the desk with me. She's been very, very friendly. But I think on the odd occasion she gets really ratty, and if you don't have to do anything, she just goes for you like that. Although that one occasion I actually cut a bit out, because she got very, very ratty with me and I wasn't even touching her. And so in the end I had to grab a hold of her and kick her out, put her out my workroom. But I think that it has something to do with in her head. I think she has an issue that every now and again it must really make her bad-tempered. Because the minute she gets bad-tempered with me, she realises she's done something wrong, and then she comes up and licks me. She licks my hand, as if to say, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And it's almost as if it's an unintentional lash out. But I get, when she does it, I'm going, why have you done that to me? I haven't done anything to you, And so I kind of, and she can't hear me anyway, so, it's pointless me saying that in a sense. But she's so, so loving. And I just wonder if there's maybe something that's not right in there that gets her really irritated. Just as an aside, I used to have a little Cavalier King Charles. And when he was little, when I got him as a puppy, I thought, what an ugly looking dog, but I liked him, And his head was moving from one side to the other. And my son said, Mum, Ben's head's getting swollen one side and then the other. So I thought, I better take him to the vets. And I took him to the vets, and the vet gave him an x-ray and checked him out, and then found that there was fluid on top of his brain. And she said, it's moving from side to side. So they gave me something. She couldn't identify it. She'd sent it away for a specialist to check out, and the specialist identified that. And then she then said, she didn't. She just basically gave me some treatment for it. But then from that point on, and I do wish I had thought about it, because I didn't. It was the time when the internet was just coming out. He used to scratch his neck and squeal like that all the time. And I took him to the vets, back to the vets, and they did a round of tests to check and see if he had mange or all these other things. And they went right round and got right back to the beginning. Oh, hello. Have you come to see me as well? Oh, yes. Yeah, I can hear you. And they did a round of tests, and every time I went, they did all these tests. Thankfully I was insured, and it cost thousands of pounds. And then I went back again because it was still not getting any better, and he was squealing an awful lot. And a new vet, and they started doing the same round of tests. I'm going, hold on a minute, you've done that. And so then I started looking it up on the internet, because we'd just got the internet. It was when the internet first came. And I thought, right, I'm going to see if anybody else on the internet has the same problem. And people were identifying this problem, saying that they had it was only Cavalier King Charles, and they were saying that they had this problem. Anyway, Ben lived till he was 11, and he died of face cancer. He was on steroids, and then one day he didn't take his steroid, and because he hadn't taken his steroid, his face was swollen. And I just thought, bless him, that poor little thing's been to hell and back with squealing all the time. And so in the end, we had him put to sleep. It was very hard, but I just felt he was in the best place to go. But then it was a little bit after that, a year or two after that, my son messaged me one day, and he said, Mum, watch the TV programme tonight, because there's something about crufts and how people are breeding dogs, and they're breeding some of the bad traits into them. And so he said, watch. He says, apparently there's something about the Cavalier King Charles. So what I found when I watched the programme was that the Rhodesian Ridgeback that has the ridges is actually a dog that has spina bifida, and they're breeding this ridge in when really they shouldn't be. They should be keeping the ones that don't have the ridges, because apparently it's a faulty gene. They were saying that apparently the Alsatian, they're breeding it so that its hind legs are bent instead of being the back there and the legs like that, kind of like that. They're breeding the Alsatian dogs to be very tilted, which causes hip problems. And in the case of the Cavalier King Charles, its brain is bigger than its skull. So the brain it's enlarged, and it's squeezing brain fluid down the neck of the Cavalier King Charles, and it's making it scratch like mad because it's in so much pain. And I put that dog through 11 years of pain, and had I known, I would have had her put to sleep earlier. She must have been in agony, bless her. And it makes them do all sorts of funny things, like apparently I watched a video the other day about them, and it makes them keep wanting to lift their leg up or something. I can't remember what it was, but basically, it's a faulty gene that they have that's been inbred. And then the latest one, I used to have a working Cocker Spaniel, and my working Cocker Spaniel used to get a bit aggressive now and again. And then one day she attacked me. And really went into a rage. And she bit me all the way up my arm, and I couldn't go near her. I kept trying to get her out the car, and she just went berserk with me. So I had to go to the vet, and the vet said, well, has she been biting is it something that just come on, or is it something that has she been aggressive all the time? And I had to think back, and I said, well, she did bite a friend's little boy came, and she bit him, and she bit one of my grandchildren. Got quite aggressive, and in the end we had to get her put to sleep because she had a thing called collie rage, and apparently collies are prone to this collie rage. They are very aggressive, very possessive, and that kind of finished me off, because I'd had so many dogs that I had a little mongrel which I loved. Then I got a collie dog, which is like a lassie come home doggy, and then I acquired a second one that was black and tan, and they were fine. And then of course I got the little Cavalier King Charles, and he had an issue. I got the working Cocker, and she had an issue. My daughter has a cockapoo, and to be fair, it has a little bit of aggression in him, and I'm trying to teach her that she's got to control it. She's got to get the dog to realise that she's the boss and not the dog. But it's quite scary when you think that they are breeding these faults into the dogs. So anyway, I don't know how did I end up talking about that? Oh, because I was saying about the cat. God. Because I was saying about the cat having this thing in its head. I think he's got something. Oh, look, there she. Here's the little black one. Come to say hello. Have you come to say hello? Are you going to say hello to everybody? Oh, she's a lovely girl. She makes a lot of noise, but she's a lovely girl. Anyway, so this is actually, what's your name? Izzy. This is Izzy. I can't remember. I keep forgetting the name. This is Izzy, but I call her I call her Blackie. And the other one is Bella, but I call her Whitey. So when I'm telling my husband, I'll say, have you let Blackie in? Or is Whitey in? Because I always forget to call you by your name, don't I? Yes, I do. But they don't want to see your bottom. They don't want you to show that your bottom in front of the camera. It's not very ladylike. No, it's not. It's not very ladylike. So, yes, that's one of the reasons why I think she's aggressive. She's become very, very loving, but I think, and I've tolerated, I've worked hard with her, and I think that's why she's aggressive. I think there's something that every now and again doesn't work in her brain, in her head, and it makes her feel off it. So yes, and my husband and I would love another dog, but while we've got these two, I think we'll just do without. Anyway, I've been on for 11 minutes, plus the other bit, and I'm sure you're probably fed up listening to me. So, I shall say bye until the next time. Love you and leave you. Bye.